Hello and welcome to the 31st VeltPvP development log. This week, we are going to be covering all the changes coming to our practice server and the release of Velt Voice. We will start by covering our practice changes and then jump straight into what's coming with Voice. These changes will be released this Friday, September 10th at 4 p.m. EST. To start us out, our events for practice are getting a bit of a touch-up. Our Skywars event now has a border that will shrink over time. This is a really cool system that we will possibly expand to other events in the future. If you're outside the border, then you'll begin taking damage until you get back into the arena. Our goal with this change is to make Skywars matches take less time overall and to make camping less of a viable strategy. The next event, which likely will get this treatment, will be Last Man Standing if this change is well received. Our second change comes to our Spleef event. Spleef events will now auto-decay over time. Previously, we had issues where players would fall to the lowest layer and the player at the top layer would just sit there, turning it into a waiting game. To combat this, the top layer will now begin decaying over time to speed up gameplay and make the event more enjoyable. We are also releasing a voice queue setting. The setting is enabled by default, and if you are in voice while queuing, you will be prioritized to match other users also using voice. This helps to give you the optimal experience while using the new Velt Voice system. Now, let's talk about how Velt Voice is releasing. Voice will be released on our hubs and practice servers this Friday. We'll be releasing it to our HCF servers in the future. However, we need to get a better idea of some of the technical limitations the software has, which will change how it's implemented into HCF. Our service is room-based. In more simple terms, you are put into a voice room with other people. You are only able to hear other players in the same room as you. For the rest of the video, if I say some sort of voice room term, this is what I mean. For starters, we have two main voice rooms on practice. There's the general lobby room, which everyone has access to, and then the staff voice room, where staff in silent mode will be able to communicate. For matches, two rooms are created. There is the player room, where all players fighting will be put into the same room, and a spectator room, where all spectators can communicate. In the future, we may explore allowing settings to have spectators and players be in the same voice room, but that's for a future update. These rooms also exist for box fights, so if any Legions players want to try out a large fight and share with us recordings of it, that will help us analyze how audio quality sounds for larger amounts of players. This is information we are seeking to gather from this release of Voice, so then we can effectively release Voice to our Unity, Battlezone, and Legion servers in the future. For our events, we have a similar system to our match rooms, where we have a spectator room and an event participant room for those currently alive in the events. Certain events won't have two separate rooms, instead putting everybody into the same voice room. This will occur for events such as Sumo, where everyone can be trash talking and having a good time together, even as spectators, without ruining the gameplay. We're also introducing Screenshare voice rooms. These rooms exist as an option for our staff team to use Velt Voice in order to communicate with players if TeamSpeak either is not an option or the download time takes too long. We also are going to have Voice in the hubs with a general voice room that covers the entire hub. Voice is also going to be network-wide, so if you connect on Practice US, it will work whenever you change servers. It's a seamless experience which we are so excited to release. There will be moderation for Voice. We do reserve the right to ban users from the Voice services, which may or may not translate to further in-game punishments. At the moment, we will require voice recording of the website page in order to do punishments if you wish to report a user. We're exploring other alternatives in the future, but for now, this is how punishments will work. Okay, now that I've rambled about rooms, let's talk about features. Please note that I am showing a development build and that there may be changes on the live version. With that being said, you are able to change your input and output devices in your settings. That is also where you can modify your input and output volumes, along with your microphone sensitivity. The system is the same as on Discord, so it may be good to reference your Discord settings for how high you want to set your microphone sensitivity. You are also able to change the volume of other users. If you hover over their speaker icon, you can slide their volume to raise or lower how loud they are. You additionally are able to mute and deafen yourself easily by clicking on the buttons by your name. We also offer in-game commands to change these values. The commands are as follows. Voice mute, voice unmute, voice toggle mute, voice deafen, voice undeafen, voice toggle deafen, voice volume, player, and then amount, and then voice input, and then volume amount. We highly recommend our content creators to use the Lunar client and utilize keybinds to easily run the toggle commands in case they're streaming or recording using Velt Voice. We also allow for in-game communication with players who are in your voice room. This allows players who wish to not talk to still get the experience of using Velt Voice. If you do /chatroomjoin voice, you'll be added to a chat room with everyone else in the current voice room. This allows you to directly communicate with them through text while being able to leave at any time using /chatroomleave. We're looking forward to people using the Velt Voice product and introducing this unique spin on proximity voice chat to the community. If you have any issues with it, please let us know in our Discord or by using the report button at the bottom of the voice site. As always, if you enjoy these devlogs, make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all of our releases. See you all for next week's video.
Dímelo, me voy para la pinga.
No le dan las manos.